Okay, getting up on the roof here at Marianne Vallance's house at 1260 Seminole Drive in Indian Harbor Beach. As you can see, Marianne, I made a bunch of notes up on the roof. I want to go over this real quick. I decided to do a video for you. That way you get to see and hear everything that I get to while I'm up on the roof. So I have a few reminder arrows, so I want to start with those. The first one is to talk about just the sheer number of granules that come off the shingles that are in the gutters. So there's literally about a half inch or more of granules. The granules on the shingles are, in every sense of the word, the sunblock for your roof. Once you start losing the granules, all the protective chemicals in the asphalt shingles start to leach out, and the shingles become extraordinarily brittle, almost like saltine crackers, wet saltine crackers actually. Once the shingles get brittle like that, that's when shingles start to break. Forget about hurricane season. Anything, even like last week, a tropical storm, mile-an-hour type of wind, these shingles are going to continue to break and fly off. So that's due to the age of the shingle and how brittle they've become. The other thing I noticed when I was looking here is that you have what's called lift up, and I'll talk about more of that in a second. This area here is to talk about the drip edge. We're going to replace the drip edge with your new roof. If you pick the metal, it's going to be bright shiny silver, just like the roof will be. And if you pick a shingle, it could be either white or brown. Probably it's going to be white. And then the last arrow, reminder arrow, is to talk about the gutters. So they're kind of old, kind of banged up. I highly recommend, but it's purely up to you, that you allow us to remove and dispose of the gutters for you. If you do decide to keep it for whatever reason, we can gently remove the spikes, pull the gutter, typically without even dropping it to the ground, and put the new drip edge and the new roof, and then put the gutters back on without even putting the gutters to the ground. But I don't think the green's matching much anymore, so just something for you to consider. So I didn't get far before I found more broken shingles. So talking about the lift up, usually it's in a zipper diagonal pattern, and the problem is that once you lose this bond between the back of the shingle and the roof itself, it's not going to sit back down. It's just going to keep flopping around until it eventually breaks off, and that's caused from hurricane force winds getting up underneath, and then it starts pushing water underneath. So that's exactly what's happening pretty much on all sides of the roof. Here's more examples here. These poor guys are just kind of hanging on by a thread. We're going to replace the attic ridge vent. We're going to reboot all the bathroom vents. We're going to replace that old-timey vent with the new gooseneck style vents, just like that over there. We're going to reboot the power mast. And then let's talk about the flat roof real quick. I measured this in two squares, so to speak. And so this square here, if you can see, is 35 feet this way and 16 feet that way. And then this square here, by the way, your flat roof actually goes up underneath of the shingles or your metal roof, and it's 25 feet that way and 13 feet to the corner right there. So when you add those two squares together, I think the number was like 895 square feet. We can't just buy exactly what you need. We have to buy a teeny bit more than what you need. So we add 10% to that, which is like, 0.9. And the number that I came up with is exactly 10, or 1,000 square feet. Another way of saying 1,000 square feet is 10 squares. Square is an old-timey roofing term. For every 10 by 10 equals a square. So your flat roof is 10. Okay, and I have the measurements for the rest of the roof. Real quick, let me talk about what we're going to do for you, how we're going to replace your roof, because that's so vitally important. Oh, I jokingly tell our customers, you could pick either metal or shingle, but when it comes to shingles, you really get no option except for the color. We only use these CertainTeed Landmark Series shingles because they're the best, heaviest, thickest shingle out there for the money, hands down. Okay, I have this model here, and forgive me for the top layer so much. The top layer is not nearly as important as all the layers underneath, and that's why I brought the model up here. Your roof would look more like that, nice and clean. You can't see the screws, but what's underneath of it is what's really important. You don't have plywood. You already know that you have plank board, super strong, super hard plank board. Still, imagine this with me. We're going to remove all the shingles, get down to the bare plywood or plank board, Anything remotely bad we're going to replace, and typically we don't charge extra for it. The magic number for you is 100 square feet. That's the equivalent to 3 full sheets of plywood that comes with your new roof. Rarely ever do we need more than that. One of the new building code upgrades says when you have that bare roof, you have to re-nail the roof every 6 inches. Well, we go every 4 to 5 inches. We're going to double, triple the number of nails holding your wooden plank board to the trusses. We're going to double, triple the number of nails, and then we're going to install what's called waterproof barrier. Once this stuff touches wood, you cannot get it off. So you're going to have this impenetrable waterproof barrier on top of your bare plywood roof or plank board roof, and then we're going to put either your standing seam metal roof or your shingle on top of that, and that's how you're going to get the best roof possible. So I'm going to leave this here and get down and talk more with Marianne. Thanks so much.